Hello, I'm reading Evie, and today I am going to talk about The Night Stalker. I finally finished it. It's been like a month or two. Um, I think I started it in like September, maybe August. Um, and it's not a long read, as you can see. It's not that bad. In September I started watching Charmed, the original show, and we watched like an episode or two, my fiance and I, and we found out that it was going to be taken off Netflix on like October 1st. So the whole month of September I only watched Charmed, so I didn't read. Um, and well, this is already almost November. I apparently didn't read that much this month either. I said I would, and I never did. But anyways, oh my god. So yeah, I finished it. So I am going to go over my notes. I only have like 14 notes. So when they found the body, they closed off the street, and so the commuters getting home from work couldn't go in their houses. I had joked that this is why I always bring a book with me. You never know when you might need one. Because then I was just like, well, what if, like, for some reason I can't get home? Like, my street's been, you know, closed off because of a murder or something. I don't know. But anyways, that was just my little joke. And then I said, hopefully Erica doesn't get beaten up, too beaten up in this book. So the last one, the girl in the ice, she had gotten beaten up pretty badly. Couple times, too. This time she did just get like punched, I think once. That was near the end. So she didn't get beaten up too much. Gary Wilmslow, I never did learn how to pronounce that. Penny's brother, the victim's separated wife, is a dick, but doesn't seem smart enough to be the murderer. So the first victim was Gregory Monroe, I think was his name, and he had a separated wife, Penny, who has a brother named Gary. And they suspected Gary for a few pages, but while he seemed to be racist, I think sexist if I remember right, and then just all out rude and disrespectful, he didn't also seem smart enough to get away with murder, which I was right. We meet a woman named Simone who seems a bit off. I'd wondered who she was and what her relevance is to the story. And then, so we find out Gary didn't do it, but he was involved in a pedophilia ring. So they ended up busting him in the end, so that was good. Well, I mean, it was good that they put him away, but yeah. Steven kinda sucks is Isaac's new boyfriend, who was an ex who had killed him off in his books. So Steven is a writer, and I don't remember. I don't think it had mentioned what happened between Isaac and Steven, or I think maybe Steven had cheated on him or something like that. But he ended up killing. He had like written a character based on Isaac. And Isaac is the medical examiner, so I think that's what he was doing in the book. But after the breakup, he had killed his character off, and in this book, they're back together, and yeah, he just was kind of sucked. He kind of sucked. Then I said, I so hope Gary gets killed. Unfortunately, he did not get killed. Night Owl, who was what they were calling the killer, or no, it's what they called themselves, because they were chatting with the person named Duke, and that was their screen name, Night Owl. But anyways, they were holding a stranger's baby in her nursery. Like, she was, I think, gonna go kill Jack Hart or something like that. Or she was running away from that. I don't remember. but she stopped by some houses, and they kept like the nursery window open, which was idiotic, but which the mother felt bad for after she found out someone, because I think Night Owl took something from her, from the kid. I can't remember. But yeah, they were just holding it, which made me wonder if it was a woman. And then, as my next note, it made me wonder if Simone was the killer. And then my next note is Simone is the killer. I'm surprised it told us before the ending. It was kind of obvious when we first meet her that she might be the killer, mostly just because she was this random character and she just seemed off. Simone was bitching to Mary about her being ungrateful and shit because she bought her clothes and Mary didn't fit them. Mary is a woman in a coma. Simone is a nurse, and she's taking care of this lady, Mary, and she will buy her stuff and like brush her hair and everything. And, like, one day she like kind of snapped, and she was like calling her ungrateful and all that. I was just like, what? Isaac got framed for Stephen's murder. So Simone did kill Stephen because Simone had a husband who abused her, and then he ended up dying before she could kill him, because she had planned to kill him. And then this is why she started murdering, is because she didn't get that revenge, because he like died of a heart attack before she had planned to murder him, or before she could go through with it. But anyway, Stephen, the author, had like written thriller stuff, and the husband had gotten ideas from the book to abuse her. So that's why she killed him, and then poor Isaac got framed for it. And then they were trying to they were gonna try to blame him for the other murders too, but she got caught. So Mary woke up, but didn't remember Simone, which I was kind of surprised. Not too much, because she was in a coma, but I wondered how they were gonna write that, because they could have. I thought they were gonna like, wake her up and then remember everything Simone had said, and then Mary could get scared and demand that she be taken away. I don't know, but anyways, I pictured like some other kind of ending for that, but yeah, she didn't remember Simone, which pissed her off even more. And then Simone killed a guy named Kevin, and as I mentioned earlier, she was chatting with somebody named Duke, and that was who Kevin was. So her and Kevin, or Duke, was chatting for like 2 years, 4 years, no, I don't remember, a couple of years, and Erica found out about him, and so she made him set up a meeting with Simone, and then Simone didn't show up to that meeting, and they had like cops, so they were gonna catch her in the act, pretty much. Well, not in the act, but they were gonna catch her showing up to the meeting, but Kevin stayed home. And then Erica went out for a bit, and then that's when she got in and murdered him. And this guy was in a wheelchair and a midget, actually, I think they had said, or dwarf, I guess. And then I don't think was gonna live long. But he was always suicidal, and then was just had couldn't sleep at night, so he ended up chatting with Night Owl, um, and ended up buying her like these suicide bags, and then to end up killing the guys with, and then he bought her a fake key, not a fake key, but something that you could break in with, and then yeah, so he was pretty much gonna go to jail anyways. But she ended up killing him because he found out who she was. And so, yeah. But that was my notes on the Night Stalker. Now I am going to read the next part of the series, which is Dark Water. This one is going to be about where they find the skeletons of a young child who was a 7-year-old, so that's going to be fun. And they found her body like 26 years later, so that'll be fun. I've read the first chapter so far. You can barely tell. But yeah, they haven't found her just yet. But I'm hoping to have that video out soon. Hopefully not in, just hopefully before December. But, like, share, and subscribe, and whatever. And then subscribe to Etsy's Live for weapon making videos. Or testing videos at this point.